Hi, this is Jenny with Norna Scraps. Today I'm going to share with you my way of cutting Cricut fun foam on your Cricut Expression. The foam I've purchased, and the one I prefer to use, is the one that is non-sticky back. It's purchased at Michael's. This one was for, let me see, 65 sheets for about $7.95, but I had a 40% coupon, so it brought it under $4, which is a really good value as far as I'm concerned. What can you do with it? Well, there's a lot of things you can do with it. What I'm going to share with you today, and basically setup is the same with one minor step. I'm going to show you how to make a rubber stamp using this Cricut fun foam. The first thing we have to do is set up the mat to accept the foam to make it the cleanest possible cut you can. I don't know if you've ever tried to cut fun foam. When I put a full sheet on there, what I would get are these indentation lines. Now what happens is the foam has been compressed as the rollers, which help carry the mat through the machine, run over them. That compression is not removable. I've tried everything I can do and it just simply won't come out. So I decided there had to be a way to work around these particular rollers so that my cuts no longer had one little spot that was flat, or I could choose which part was the least obvious to be flat. When I measured between the rollers, it was 2 1/4 inches. So I can actually cut a strip that isn't compressed of 2 1/4 inches. After I measured those, I decided that I needed to place my mat in the machine. It's going to be a little tight here. And find out exactly where those rollers lay on my mat. First thing I want to point out is when I put my mat in, I need to actually run it up against the lip that's over here by the cartridge. That keeps that mat going in straight. Then what I did was I took and at the spot of the rollers, I marked it with a black Sharpie. That way I know where my rollers are going to cross. And as it turns out, in between here is like 2 1/4 inches. So remember, speed, pressure, 2 to 3, and it will depend on how intricate your cut's going to be. Blade housing, the deep cut blade. There you go. And I have it set at a 6. That is the greatest extension. You can see it now. That's the greatest extension that you can get on that blade. If you look at the blade itself, it looks like it's really out quite a distance. But in some of my reading, I discovered that your blade is supposed to extend the same or very close to the same depth as your medium. And I doubt that you can see this, but when I set my blade just up against the fun foam, let's see if I can get that, it is just almost the same depth as my fun foam. There, you might be able to get a good shot there. So it's very close to being the depth that it needs to do. Those are some very important settings that you need to know before you cut fun foam for any purpose.